Hello, everyone. It's that college football guy here with another video. Yeah, I'm in the sleeper because right now there's a bunch of yahoos out there who are yelling at me for stuff on the truck. Light makes me look kind of weird, doesn't it? Shadows and reflections. But anyway, this is time for the final top 25, my top 25 of the year. For those of you who don't know how it's done, I'll explain the fact that I do this mathematically. I don't do this on opinion. I do this by math. That way it's fair to everybody. That way there's no knee-jerk reactions to this. And the same way it's done with my subscriber rankings. It's done by math. So first and foremost, get the housekeeping out the way. Everyone, please smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, helps with the analytics, helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. I love interacting with everybody. And subscribe to the channel. We're getting close to 300. Okay. First off, I do my top 25 on a point system. Win-wise, if you're ranked in the top 25, if you're number 1, you're worth 1 point. If you're number 25, you're worth 25 points. Lowest score is number 1. If you blow out a top 5 team, that's 10 points taken off of your score, so that's minus 10. You just beat a top 5 team. Blow out for me a top 5 team, or blowing out any team is 15 points or more. It's more than 2 touchdowns. Yeah, we got a bunch of idiots here who don't know how to drive. Gunning his clutch. Anyway, blowing out top 5 is minus 10. Just beating a top 5, 14 or less, is minus 8. Blowing out a top 25 is minus 8. Just beating a top 25 is minus 6. Get it so far? Blowing out a power 5 is minus 6. Just beating a power 5 is minus 4. Blowing out a group of 5 is minus 4. Beating a group of 5 is minus 2. Blowing out FCS is minus 2. Just barely beating an FCS team is the same as a bye week. 0. It's not worth any points. Because you barely beat an FCS team. What the hell are you doing? Losses. You barely lose to a top 5 team. 14 point or less loss to a top 5 team. It adds 2 points to your score. So you lose, you add points. Like if you're a 23 and you lose to a top 5 team, you get plus 2, your total is now 25. Or if you're 17, your total is 19. You kind of get where it's going? Barely lose to a top 5 team, plus 2. Blowout loss to a top 5, plus 4. Lose to a top 25, plus 4. Blowout loss to a top 25, plus 6. Lose to a power 5, plus 6. Blowout loss to a power 5, plus 8. Lose to a group of 5, plus 8. Blowout loss to a group of 5, plus 10. Lose to FCS is plus 10, and a blowout loss to FCS is plus 12. Gets bad, doesn't it? That's how the point chart works. So let's go to last week's top 25, my top 25. Actually not last week's. This was for the last week of the regulars after the conference championship games. Michigan was 1, Georgia 2, Utah 3, Kansas State 4, Penn State 5, Alabama 6, Ohio State 7, TCU 8, Clemson 9, Tennessee 10, Tulane 11, Washington 12, Oregon 13, USC 14, Oregon State 15, Texas 16, NC State 17, Notre Dame 18, UCLA 19, Florida State 20, Mississippi State 21, Baylor 22, UTSA, Texas San Antonio's 23, Kentucky's 24, and Troy's 25. And I put up the next 5 in, which would have been, the next 5 in I thought were candidates plus a dark horse. The next 6 were Illinois, LSU, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Fresno State, and North Carolina. I put in Fresno State because they're the Mountain West Conference champions. So, we're going to go through the top 5 out of the 25 here in the plus point scale here. Like, Michigan lost to TCU, 51-45. Well, that's adding 4 points to your score, but TCU's top 25, so that makes it Michigan 1 point is now worth 5. Georgia beat Ohio State 42-41, close win. That's minus 6, and then blew out TCU 65-7. Which is minus 8, which gives them a minus 14 total, which puts their total at minus 12. Gee, I wonder who's number 1. Utah lost to Penn State 35-21. That's adding 2 to their score, so now we're 5. Kansas State lost to Alabama 45-20. Blowout loss. That adds 6 to their score. That makes 10 points. Penn State beat Utah 35-21. That's plus 8. Because they beat a top 5 team. Or minus 8. That puts their score at minus 3. Alabama beat Kansas State 45-20 at beating a top 5 team. That's minus 10. That puts their score at minus 4. Ohio State lost to Georgia 42-41. That's losing to a top 5. That adds 2. That puts their points at 9. TCU beat Michigan 51-45. That's beating the number 1 team. That's -8. But you lost to Georgia 65-7. That's a blowout loss, so that's +4, which is a net of -4, which puts their point total at 4. A lot of damn 4s. Clemson lost to Tennessee 31-14. That's adding 6. That puts them to 15. Tennessee beat Clemson 31-14. That minuses 8 off. That puts them at 2 points. Tulane beat USC 46-45. That's a track 6 from their point total. Puts them at 5. Number 12 Washington beat Texas 27-20. Minuses 6 off their total. Puts them at 6. Number 13 Oregon beat North Carolina 28-27. -4 off their point total. Puts them at 9. USC lost to Tulane 46-45. That adds 4 points to their total. Puts them at 18. Oregon State beat Florida 30-3. -6 off their total. Puts them at 9. Texas lost to Washington 27-20. Adds 4. Puts them at 20. NC State lost to Maryland 16-12. That adds 6. Puts them at 23. Notre Dame beat South Carolina 45-38, which takes 4 off their total. Puts them at 14. UCLA lost to Pitt 37-35. That adds 6 to their total. Puts them at 25. Florida State beat Oklahoma 35-32. -4 puts them at 16. Mississippi State beat Illinois 19-10. -4 off their total. Puts them at 17. Baylor lost to Air Force 35-15. Blowout loss to a group of 5. That adds 10 to 32. Yikes. Texas San Antonio lost to Troy 18-12. Close loss in the top 25. That's adding 4. Puts them at 27. Kentucky lost to Iowa 21-0. Blowout loss to the group of 5. Adds 8. Puts them at 32. Troy beat Texas San Antonio 18-12. That's minusing 6 off their total. Puts it at 19. Illinois lost to Mississippi State 19-10. These are the extras. Adds 4 to their total. Puts them at 30. LSU beat Purdue 63-7. Blowout win over a group of 5. That puts -6 off. Puts them at 21. South Carolina, Ole Miss, both lost. South Carolina, so it's -6 to South Carolina. Puts them at 30. Lost to Notre Dame. Ole Miss lost to Texas Tech 42-25. So we add 6 to South Carolina, puts them at 34. Add 8 to Ole Miss, puts them at 37. North Carolina lost to Oregon 28-27. Adds 4 to their score, puts them at 35. Fresno State beat Utah State 29-6. Blowout went over the group of 5. Hold on. I'm sorry, folks. Which is a blowout over Power 5, with Washington State. That takes 6 away from the total, puts them at 25. So, what is the actual final top 25? Number 1, Georgia. What a shock. Up 1 spot. Number 2, Alabama. Up 4 spots. 3, Penn State. Up 2. 4, Tennessee. Up 6. 5, TCU. Up 3. Tulane is 6. Up 5. I think they're the big climb of the week. Actually, no, they're not the big climb of the week. Big climb of the week is further down. Utah is number 7, down 4. Number 8 is Michigan, down 7. 8's Washington, up 3. 10, Oregon State, up 5. 11, Oregon, up 2. 12, Ohio State, down 5. 13, Kansas State, down 9. Biggest drop of the week. 14, Notre Dame, up 4. 15, Clemson, down 6. Florida State is 16, up 4. Mississippi State, 17, up 4. SC is 18, down 4. 19, biggest climb of the week, Troy, up 6. Number 20, Texas, down 4. Number 21, LSU, debuting in the poll. 22, NC State, down 5. 23, Fresno State, debuting. 24 is UCLA, down 5. 25, Texas San Antonio, down 2. Baylor, number 22, and Kentucky, number 24, dropped out. So, that's my top 25. It's mathematically based. It's not based on opinion. It's mathematics. Recounting, 1 through 25. 1 Georgia, 2 Alabama, 3 Penn State, 4 Tennessee, 5 TCU, 6 Tulane, 7 Utah, 8 Michigan, 9 Washington, 10 Oregon State, 11 Oregon, 12 Ohio State, 13 Kansas State, 14 Notre Dame, 15 Clemson, 16 Florida State, 17 Mississippi State, 18 USC, 19 Troy, 20 Texas, 21 LSU, 22 NC State, 23 Fresno State, 24 UCLA, and 25 Texas San Antonio. Yikes. So let me know what you think down in the comments about my top 25. You agree or disagree? Let me know down in the comments. Tomorrow, our 16-team subscriber ranking show. The final subscriber ranking show of the year. I did a subscriber rankings. It ended the end of week 13, which means I was going to do one afterwards, but everybody, said, why don't you just wait? Which means the subscriber ranking show is going to have the last week of the regular season, the conference championship games, and bowl season included. And the same point scale will be included, except we don't use we just do top 25 because there is no top 25 in the subscriber ranking. And I'll count the schools that you didn't beat on somebody else's poll, even if it's my poll. It's based in if you beat Alabama, it's the same as beating Vanderbilt. You beat a Power 5. That's how it works. So, let me know in the comments what you think about this. Agree or disagree with my top 25. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great day. Be safe out there and please be good to each other.